All right, you guys. We got some news on this WNBA CBA situation. And it looks like they are going to do a 30-day extension, guys. This is just coming out. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the videos. Here it is. It's official for now. The WNBA and Wnbpa agree to a 30-day extension on CBA negotiations. Now, I must admit, I was wrong about this because, well, I knew they wouldn't get a deal done, but I didn't even think the players would agree to the 30-day extension because the players were putting things out like, you guys aren't speaking the same language as us. You guys aren't taking us serious. We're on two different planets. All of this stuff that alluded to, we're not even negotiate. We saw the WNBA come out and say that the WNBA players were lying about the negotiation and that the players were not responding to their offers. The WNBA sent out an offer on October 1st to the Wnbpa. They did not respond to them nearly for the entire month. They responded October 27th with the counter. Over 3.5 weeks later. So the WNBA wasn't lying about that. That's why I thought there would be no extension when it came to this. But the news is here. The WNBA, they have agreed to a 30-day extension with the Wnbpa, and this will run through November 30th. All right, let's take a look at the article here on ESPN in regards to this situation. This is crazy. Here it says, I want to make sure you guys can see clearly. All right, here it says, the WNBA and Wnbpa agreed Thursday to a 30-day extension of the current collective bargaining agreement through November 30th, sources confirmed. The current CBA was set to expire Friday, a scenario that would have opened the door to a possible strike by players or lockout initiated by owners. ESPN reported Tuesday that the WNBA had offered the Players Association the extension of the CBA. The extension follows a similar path of the most recent round of CBA negotiations after the 2019 season, when the two sides agreed to a 60-day extension before agreeing to a new deal in January 2020. It says there have been multiple meetings this week between WNBA and Wnbpa as part of negotiations, which have centered on how the league's salary cap is determined. The WNBA has proposed sizable increases to the league's minimum and maximum salary. So the players are getting the bump in pay. Maybe there's just some other things. It says reflecting increased revenue generated by the WNBA since the last CBA was signed. Though the league's proposal maintains revenue targets that could allow players to share in future growth, the salary cap will remain fixed during the deal if those targets are not met. The Wnbpa has countered with offers that would tie the salary cap to basketball-related income, similar to the way the NBA, NFL, and NHL have long operated. The NWSL also adopted a model that shares revenue in its most recent CBA signed last year. The two sides have traded sharp words over that disconnect. Last week, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver comments on the Today Show that WNBA players will get a big increase in salaries while pointing to absolute numbers as the way to measure that growth as opposed to share of revenue. The league has said the Players Association has yet to offer viable economic proposal and has repeatedly refused to engage in any meaningful way of our proposal's terms, and that it has offered an uncapped revenue sharing model that is directly tied to the league's performance. Now, people have been saying there's no way these players are going to get the rev sharing agreement that they are looking for. Most people don't believe that's going to happen. I don't believe that the rev sharing thing is going to happen this go round in the CBA, maybe on the next CBA years down the line. But for this new CBA deal that they're going to have to get worked out. I don't believe there's going to be a rev sharing situation for the players. I think the players will have to bend at the knee before the owners do when it comes to that, because I think the owners at this point, they can just go get replacement players. If Caitlin Clark is willing to play, the owners can go get replacement players. The union has countered those claims, saying the league has run out the clock, put lipstick on a pig and retread a system that isn't tied to any part of the business and intentionally undervalues the players. The fact that the league now wants to call any part of its proposal uncapped is precisely why its leadership, transparency, and accountability are being challenged right now. The Athletic was the first to report the news of the 30-day extension. Shout out to Alexa Philippou, who also contributed to this story. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. The WNBA and Wnbpa have officially come to terms on a 30-day extension. I guess this kind of postpones what could be a lockout or a strike situation. And maybe we'll get to some sort of resolution that is beneficial for the league and the players and the fans, because at the end of the day, the people that watch the games, we're being screwed. We want to be able to see Caitlin Clark play. Caitlin Clark is not an unrivaled. We don't know what we've heard about Project B. We don't know about Project B. As far as us fans, Caitlin and basketball fans and Caitlin Clark fans who want to see her play, our best bet at seeing her play is going to be in the WNBA in 2026. So we should be hoping that a deal actually gets done. Like, to be honest, we should be hoping that a deal gets done. And this looks like, you know, we might be moving toward something good here. We even have Annie Costabel reporting it. So this extension is legit. And I mean, we'll see where it goes. We're going to keep monitoring this situation. Hopefully they get something figured out. Just because they're signing an extension does not mean that a deal's going to get done. And I'm being honest, we crushed Kathy Engelbert. I still think Kathy Engelbert is a nutcase. I think she was negligent when it came to a lot of things in this league, especially with the blind as a bat referees. And I still believe that lady should be fired. I think she needs to go. But I care more about watching Caitlin Clark play basketball in 2026 than I care about any of these other motives, whether it be Nafisa siding with her and I don't care about any of that. I want to see Caitlin hoop and do her thing, and I want to watch WNBA hoops in 2026. It's going to be new rookies I want to see. I want to see Caitlin do her thing and get busy. I think the Indiana Fever can go win the title. So that's what I want to get to. It is official tissue. WNBA and the Wnbpa come to an agreement on a 30-day extension. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about this. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.